What's good? I'm Lance from Gunwall Films, and we are back with another tips and tricks gig log with the Vulcan 360 photo booth. I'm gonna go over what I did differently this time, what worked from the fixes I made last week, and where I see this business going in the future. So, we are here at the Witt House in Pelham, Alabama, I think. Pelham, Decatur, somewhere on the line over there. Behind me is our 360 booth setup for this evening. My buddy DJ Stir Fry from Rocket Entertainment. Talked about him before, one of my good buddies. He's over there somewhere. He's hiding behind those pillars back there. He got me two cold spark machines. So I'm running 2 key lights, 2 tube lights, and 2 cold spark lights, cold spark machines. The first thing I corrected was the wobbling of the booth. If you look at my last video, the iPhone footage, it already has great stabilization in the phone, so it wasn't that bad. But my actual mirrorless camera footage, when the guests were dancing on the booth, you could definitely tell that the camera was going up and down and it was super wobbly. So for this time, what I did to prevent that was I didn't use a plush rug underneath, and the little extension knobs at the bottom, there's like 12 of them underneath there. I made sure they were all twisted out to the max and flushed with the ground. So it was equally balanced and very smooth on all sides when the guests got on. And usually on the 360 booth, I have my arm extended all the way out. This time I brought it in just 1 click. The lens on my camera is 18 millimeters, so it's pretty wide, and I was able to get away with bringing it in a little closer and not cropping out too much of the image to make it a little smoother. When I was going over the footage from last time with my buddy DJ Stir Fry with Rocket Entertainment, he was telling me that it might be a good idea to have testimonials or interviews from people as soon as they get done. That way it's still fresh in their heads to talk about their experience and how excited they were, and it ended up being really great.
So my name is JC with Gunwall Films, and if you could just give me some big words to describe what you just experienced right here.
Truly so much fun. It really breaks up a reception that was maybe a little bit dull, and it makes it so much fun. It brings your family together. It gives you a place to go, and just all the lights, all the action. It's like being a movie star.
Also, my buddy Armando in Florida with 360 Lux Photo Booth was saying that not only should you do the interviews, but you should do it to where you could see the people that just got off the booth talking about their experiences while the next set of people are currently riding the booth. So you get to see it in action and you get to see the interview, which ended up turning out fantastic.
If you have the opportunity to do this, I would highly recommend you do this. I mean, I saw my entire family doing it. I thought, no, I wouldn't be a part of it. However, by the end of the night, I was a part of it. You cannot escape it, so you may as well just go for it. I would do it again 1,000 times. It's an electric factory.
Also, me and Armando, we're in a group chat with another 360 booth owner, Ron with ENC 360. Both these guys are great dudes. You should really get to know them if you can. So for the interviews, I would just pull the people directly off the photo booth to the sharing station, where I had another camera set up and a small aperture P60C panel light with the included softbox that it came with as a key light to light them up. It's also the same light that's in the background right here, that blue light coming through the window. Yeah, that's the aperture P60C panel light. Love that light. So if you have a look at my ring light and its setup, it's the Neewer 20-inch ring light with a hot shoe mount at the very bottom. This is where I attach my mirrorless camera, my Sony a7S III, to get my promotional footage. I attach it to my camera and to the hot shoe mount with the Gerber, and I make sure it's really, really on there tight. So this week we decided to go with Luma Booth instead of TouchPix because TouchPix has been sloughing. With TouchPix, you have to take a picture of the QR code on the website to have everything sync up together, and it's just extra work that's unnecessary. With Luma Booth, you can do it all inside the phone app, and with the iPad sharing station, it worked beautifully. I think I lost connection maybe one time for like a minute, and then it worked itself out. The iPad sharing station with Luma Booth worked almost perfectly the whole night. The only slight issue I had with the Luma Booth app was the start to record with motion option inside the app didn't work very well for me. There's a button there that says configure the settings. So you're supposed to press the button and then spin your booth. That way it just doesn't automatically start recording if you move it slightly. This app is super sensitive, so if you have that option on and you move your phone at all, even a little bit, it'll start recording. Inside the app, there's a little button that says calibrate sensitivity. You're supposed to hit it and then spin your booth around, and then the app will gauge when it should start recording with the motions that you've given it. But that failed on me at least 3 times. I just decided to go with the extra step and hit record and then start the 360 spin. Another slight issue I had with the Luma Booth app was when I got home and I started watching the videos, the slow motion part of the video, it seemed choppy or jittery, and I didn't know what it was from because my camera footage was very smooth, very stable. I was asking my buddy Armando with Lux 360 Photo Booth about it, and he was telling me that if you have a bunch of applications already open, it's hard on your phone's processor to manage all those videos, and that's why it was very jittery and very shaky, which makes sense. So if you're running Luma Booth at an event, make sure on your cell phone you close out all the other open apps that you have. But one really cool thing about the Luma Booth app is that you can customize your speed ramps. So with TouchPix and the other software that I tried, it automatically just goes regular speed and then slow motion and then boomerangs back around. With this, you could pick if you want to go really fast, normal, and then slow, and then really fast again, and then it boomerangs, or if you want to just have it normal and then slow, and then it boomerangs. So you get to choose which speed ramps you have. I really enjoy being able to customize that because you can make each one of your events different from the last one, and it just breaks up the monotony a little bit. Moving on, so I had secured my phone to the arm rail instead of on top of my camera, and I think that helped out with some of the stability as well. I also spun my booth around as fast as it could go this time. Whenever I hit rotate on my controller, it spins at the normal pace. I have to click the speed button up twice to get it to its fastest point, and I did that for almost every spin this time, and I thought the results looked really cool. I feel like it's slightly more dangerous because one lady did not listen to me yesterday, and she got off the booth before I told her to get off the booth, and it was still spinning full speed and it whacked her right in the head. And this wedding was filled with lawyers and attorneys, so I was sweating bullets. I was like, I'm gonna need a break. Like, I'm gonna need 5 minutes. I need a shot. And then I came back. So I brought on a new team member. Her name is JC. She is awesome. She helped me out so much last night, and I think she's gonna be a big part of the team moving forward. I have my lovely assistant, JC, over here today. JC, say hello.
Hello.
She said hello. All right, cool. So we are running Luma Booth today instead of TouchPix, so we're gonna see how this goes. Last night it ran smoothly, the iPad sharing station. The only thing I didn't like about it was it's called Luma Share for the sharing station, and you have to pay like $7 a month, and I was like, that's not bad, but that's annoying, you know? I was like, I gotta pay for a sharing station, whatever, it's fine. This is 20 bucks a month versus TouchPix, which is 50 bucks a week, which is kind of cheeks actually. When I brought her along for this event, I was like, hey, look, I need to get interviews of these people excited, having the time of their lives. I need them to say the best stuff about this booth so I can put it in a promotional commercial and start selling it. She's like, got it, I'm on it. I gave her very minimal coaching and she just ran with it. She took off and fabulous. These interviews are spectacular. Everybody's excited. They're all laughing. Their blood's pumping from just getting off this booth. They had nothing but great things to say. And I'm gonna be able to cut them up real nicely.
I'll tell you what, that was the best tonight, to be able to do that with my boys.
Love the turnout. Very surprised at how well it went.
It was a lot of fun.
You gotta do it at your wedding.
Having the time of our lives.
I'd so do it again. That was so cool.
A lot of fun. Fantastic. The hit of the wedding.
It was funny, except for my embarrassing husband.
Okay, moving on. So this was my second event, and this one, like the last one, was outside. Yes, it was in a pavilion, so it was covered up, so if it rained, I was good to go. But I had a little more space to work with, and that helped me, but also kind of hurt me. So I had my laser lights and my fog at the very opposite end, and the wind was coming in from behind me. So a good 30 to 40% of the shots, my fog and my smoke was not even in my area. It was just blowing into the dance floor, missing all of my lights, being completely useless. So bottom line, if you have fog and other things that can drift with wind, make sure your setup is properly where you need it to be, so that way you can maximize the effect on all these things that you buy for your booth.
We have a wild lance in action at a wedding here. Look at him go. Look at these people having the time of their lives.
One of the last things I want to talk about is all the stuff that I bring. It's exhausting. My help didn't get there till about 30 minutes before the actual event started. No fault to them, I told them to show up later. And it took me a while to get everything set up. I'm seriously debating about getting rid of the stanchions. Maybe not getting rid of them, but instead of bringing 8 stanchions, I'm just gonna bring 4 and just get longer ropes. All right, I think this is gonna be the last spin of the night. Got my favorite old man up here with the ski mask on. I asked him not to rob me tonight. What's good? My name is Lance with Gunwall Films. This is our second event with the Vulcan 360 Photo Booth. Also, my buddies Ron and Armando, I think they have like 2 accessories and a few tube lights, and that's about it. And it is clean, minimalistic, and classy. And I'm thinking about downsizing my gear because it is a hassle to bring all of that stuff every single time. I drive a little bitty Scion XB, and I fit everything in that car, but barely. Thank God I have a wagon to bring everything to and from my car. Anyways, this last event was at the Whit House. Couple was Kara and Logan. They were awesome. Their guests were all kind and very pretty, and it was a great experience. And after this last event, I think I'm really starting to get the hang of this and how I want to proceed going forward. For the next 5 to 10 events, I think I'm gonna try something new each time, or at least change a little thing about my setup or my process around to see if certain things work better than other things. Software, lighting, positioning, where I put the sharing station at, the flow of the whole night, and just overall vibe that I wanna bring to these events. I'm Lance from Gumwall Films, and this has been another gig log with the Vulcan 360 photo booth. This is my little man, Ratchet. Say hi, big guy. He doesn't like being held or cradled like a baby. All right, it's been a long day. We're about to get out of here. Say bye, buddy. Let me go, Dad, let me go. All right, so this has been a pretty successful event so far. We ran Luma Booth all night, and it did pretty well, I would say. Everybody had a good time. One lady got whacked in the head like crazy. Like, I told her to stay on the booth until it stopped spinning, and I think it fucked up my arm too for my light. But yeah, I have my 2 assistants here helping me out. Everything ran smoothly. This has been another Vulcan 360 photo booth event. I'm sure when I get home tomorrow, I'll do another top 10 things that I learned today from this experience. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that follows me and watches all my videos. Stay tuned for more cool ass videos from the Vulcan 360 photo booth, baby. My name is Lance of Gumwall Films, and I'll see y'all later. Yeah.